Hope you guys enjoy the video. Bye. Oh, hello guys, today, don't like I did a story booth with, sorry. Don't like I did a story with, about weird stories this time. Let's just say it's a wee bit stupid. Then, today we're going to do a horror story. So, I'm going to do a horror one, because I did the weird one, so let's do the horror one. So let me check this. Oh, that's better. Let's get on to, you see, I always type it up. This one, so I have watched it. Put it at the back.
My sister told me.
No snack. Let's go.
Sometimes I wonder about my little sister. This one time, my mom had asked me to babysit her, so my little sister and I were sitting on the couch, and we were watching a movie. My sister told me she was hungry, and she was like 2 at the time, so she just said chopped words like, hungry, hungry, and so I went into the kitchen to make dinner, and then all of a sudden I just hear her scream, a blood-curdling scream. So I drop everything, I run into the living room, and I'm all like, what's wrong, ready to square up with someone trying to hurt my sister. She just looks at me with this psychotic little grin, and then she's like, I got you. 2 years old, they usually just say little chopped sentences, but she said that so clearly. I was a little
at the same time, that's so cute, but it just looks so evil when she smiles.
off guard, and I had just watched some scary movie about this little kid being possessed, so I was a little bit like, what's going on? And I just went back in to finish cooking dinner. Well, then she just walks into the kitchen and she said, Danny, and I turned around like, what? She said, there's a man in the hallway. I have never been so scared in my life. I just froze. Like, it was like time slowed down. I ended up just slowly walking into the hallway with a butter knife, because that's all I had. There's no one there. No, I don't know why I'm believing my little sister, but I'm kind of paranoid at this point. And said, baby, on the wall. I just was like, okay, whatever. It was about 3 a.m. and I was studying a little bit late, and I heard her crying. I went into her room, and then she said, the man in the closet. And I did not open the closet, because I've watched enough scary movies to know that, you only do that if you have a death wish. So I just kind of grabbed my sister. I'm like, okay, how about you sleep in my room tonight? She's like, I want to stay with the man. She is 2. These were the only times she speaks, clearly. When she's saying something weird like that, stay with the man. And my parents, they think it's just normal 2-year-old stuff, but one time last week, we were watching Trolls. When they were, put the trolls in, the pots and stuff, she just started laughing sadistically. I have never heard such a psychotic and malicious laugh come from a toddler.
Whoa. That is freaky AF. 9. What? Well, I have a sister right now. If I was just watching a psychopath movie and she just smiling, I'll do it. You can still.
And then, spoiler alert, when the trolls escaped and everyone was happy, she just looked so disappointed. I don't know what's up with my sister, but I still love her though.
That was a wee bit creepy.
Oh my god, and we totally jumped off the cliff and had to zoom all the way to shore because the chase us all over again.
Alright, let's do the next one. School lockdown. This is kind of scary because you're getting locked in school.
When I was in 6th grade, I had a new teacher at school, and she was just fresh out of grad school. She was literally 22 years old. She was really nice, but she kind of just had no idea what she was doing in the classroom. And the whole year, it was just kind of like a roller coaster of up and down emotion. Sometimes she'd get so stressed out and just start crying in the middle of class and would be like, oh my god, I'm just so stressed. You guys are just awful. And of course, everyone in my class kind of picked up on the fact that she had like no idea what she was doing. So they all just made it worse for her by like thinking they could do whatever they wanted. And that just made her cry more. And everything just got so stressful. And there was just really no structure in the class. So one day we were in the classroom and we were studying ancient Greece, and suddenly I just saw her face go completely white, and she was looking at the clock. So me and all the other kids in the class just looked up at the clock too, but instead of it saying the time, it said bell. And I later found out that bell was the code word for a real lockdown, but I didn't know that yet. So my classmates and I just watched as she scrambled to lock the door, close the blinds, and then she instructed us to hide in the corner of the room. And then she just says, "Stay quiet, we're in a lockdown." And she was in tears at this point. She was shaking and she was curled up in the corner behind her desk. This was the moment I realized this wasn't a lockdown drill. This was an actual lockdown. And I was freaked out. I just straight up asked her, "Are we gonna die?" And she looked at me, and as gravely as possible, she said, "I don't know." And that literally just sent the whole class into tears. Some kids were even trying to jump out the window. My teacher was screaming at them that if there's someone in there, people outside waiting to get you. I was just freaked out. The whole time, I was literally just thinking about and I was thinking about like what I hadn't done in my life yet and what more I had to do. Think of my last seconds, and then all there's another door, and we all just like shot up. We intruder. First of all, why would the intruder knock on the door? We all just stay there and we don't know what to do, even my teacher. And then there's another. My teacher gets up and she goes to the door. And it's another teacher. It's the teacher next door. The teacher next door asks what we're doing. And then my teacher's like, "What? Isn't there a lockdown?" The teacher next door goes, "No, they were just fixing the clock and that message came on." So then we all kind of got up from the corner. We were like, wait, there was no lockdown? Then I looked into the hallway and then everything was just normal. Kids were in class, they were laughing, they were walking up and down the hall, doing their homework. There was literally no lockdown. The only class in lockdown was our class. Since that day, I've experienced a lot more lockdowns. They're really upsetting and scary, and I just wish it wasn't a reality of the world we live in.
Oh my god, we totally jumped off the cliff and had to swim all the way to shore because the dog...
I don't know, heard of lockdowns for a fact.
chased us all the way to the end.
Where's it? Don't go off. Right, okay.
I am a goth, and being a goth is pretty hard. I get so many remarks every day, like, "Hey, Wednesday Addams, where's your brother?" Or, "Hey, Morticia, where's Gomez?" Or, "Hey, Halloween ended." I remember two incidences that really got underneath my skin. So the first instance was back last winter, and I was walking to Walgreens, and I approached the parking lot, and this little boy is just staring at me, like, pretty awkward and pretty uncomfortable, so I decided just to smile and wave, you know. He, like, whirled his head around and looked up to his mom and goes, "Mommy, Mommy, that girl looks dead. Should we help her? Should we help her?" And at first the mom was just kind of confused, and then she turned to me and just let out this giant dramatic gasp and then covered her child's eyes and goes, "Honey, don't look, she'll curse you." And then she just
First off, you don't do that. You don't get, what? Right, first off, the wee kid think the girl's dead because look at her. But she's a goth. And then the mother's saying, don't worry, keep your eyes shut, she will curse you. I know the wee kid's dumb and all, but the mums need to understand too.
Glared at me and started calling me a witch, and so I just ignored her, and I'm like, "Okay, crazy lady, I'm just gotta go get my cough drops and I'll be done with her." And then when I came back out, she was still there and she was still chanting witch underneath her breath. And then I noticed that she had the charmed necklace around her neck, and I just kind of chuckled. She's like, "What's so funny?" And I'm like, "Well, you're calling me a witch when you have the Wiccan symbol around your neck, and you know the word witch comes from Wicca, which I am not. So yeah, don't be so judgy and don't shield your son from this like it's a horrible thing, you know."
Yeah,
I just kind of left her there with like her jaw hitting the floor. The second instance really bothered me. I was ringing up my stuff at the self-checkout, and this guy is just staring at me. And I could tell that he was very religious, so I got my receipt, I got my change, my items, and I left. He follows me, grabs me by my shoulders, whirls me around, and goes, "Child, there is more to this life than worshipping the devil. Please, don't shroud yourself in darkness." I mean, the guy acted like I was going to be forever cursed in the pit of hell, but I just kind of snapped. And I was like, you know what? It's Bible thumpers like you that depict gods as satanic and evil, okay? I'm not sacrificing children. I'm not slitting people's throats. I'm not drinking goat's blood and running naked in the woods, okay? It's a fashion choice, not a religious thing. Can you please pull your head out of your butt and realize that? And FYI, sir, I grew up in a Christian household and I live behind 2 churches. Alright, so don't tell me I'm satanic before you get to know me. So, there. And then I left. And the look on the guy's face, I will never forget it. It was a mixture of like, holy crud, she's right, and oh my lord, what did I just do? Oh, so what? I'm goth. It's just my decision, what I wear and how I look like. I'm me, and I wouldn't want to be anyone else but me.
This girl has the guts. That's an easy question. I don't want to be anyone else except me, of course. This girl has the guts. Jesus, this is a really good story. She has the guts.
Oh my god, and we totally jumped off the cliff and had to swim all the way to shore because the dog chased us all the way to the end.
Right, one more. Right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this.
In year
Hope you
6,
guys
I was
enjoyed this
lonely.
video.
I had